Peninsula. This morning, parts of Texas and Louisiana are under tropical storm warnings. The main threat is storm surge and heavy rainfall. Beta is the 23rd named storm this hurricane season. There's been so many that the National Hurricane Center ran out of names and started using letters from the Greek alphabet. And not only with a look at our local forecast, Kirstie Zontini is also tracking all of that's going on in the Gulf.
Yeah, unfortunately, this storm is very slow moving yet again, which means heavy rainfall is a huge impact. And Tropical Storm Beta is also still producing tropical storm force winds as well. Winds are sustained about 40 miles per hour with those gusts even higher. You can see it has a very slow northwestern movement, only about 3 miles per hour. But as it continues to move inland, it will lose its tropical characteristics and weaken, and then eventually just continue to bring that moisture and potential for heavy rain through Texas, parts of Louisiana, Arkansas, Mississippi. So that's what we'll be keeping a close eye on. You can see, looking at the big picture here, where there are still some pretty heavy bands of rain near the Houston area and then offshore there south of New Orleans. So unfortunately, definitely this is a rainmaker yet again. And just looking at some of the 24-hour rain totals that have been observed, you can see anywhere from 5 to almost 10 inches of rain in spots, especially dealing with some flash flooding potential there south of Houston. So that's what we'll be monitoring. As I mentioned before, we were going to keep an eye on that moisture. Really, it just looks like we're going to get an increase in cloud cover on Thursday, but the rain itself should stay off to our south. So we've got another stretch here where we are stuck with some dry weather in the Miami Valley. A live look in Salina this morning, nice and quiet. We are sitting at 47 degrees at the Dayton International Airport. Our winds are calm. It is chilly. We've got spots in the 30s right now, so maybe even a little spotty frost could try to get going in Springfield and Urbana. They're at 37 degrees. Greenville may drop into the upper 30s as well, and we're down to 42 right now in Troy. So it is another day where the kids will have their jacket on in the morning, and then they'll likely switch over to maybe tying it around their waist as they come home from school today, because we're going to rebound nicely into the upper 70s. So yesterday we hit the mid 70s. Today will be a touch warmer, and really as we progress through the rest of the week, we just get a little bit warmer each day. Live Doppler 7 radar does get to stay dry, so no rain gear needed. Definitely want your sunglasses for the morning drive, though. We're going to hit 76 after school today in Brookville. We'll be around 77 in Miamisburg and 76 degrees in Dayton. Our pollen forecast still keeps that weed pollen in the air, so unfortunately without the rain, likely that's something that we will struggle with. And it's typically late summer into early fall that weed pollen is the worst. So as we progress through fall, we should see these numbers drop off just in general. But for now, it's definitely going to be probably the main cause if you're noticing any allergy symptoms. Futurecast shows as we go throughout our day today, bright sunny skies. We might get just a few fair weather clouds this afternoon. And then as we head on into Wednesday, again, we'll start off with a dry sky and sunshine, but those clouds will move up from the south with the remnants of beta as we head into our Thursday. Your 5-day forecast does show that we will be pushing into the 80s this weekend. So the first weekend of fall is going to feel like summer, kind of flip-flopping with what we had last weekend. We will see the chance for rain, though, arriving this weekend. We'll talk a little bit more about that coming up in just a few minutes. Let's check in with Sergeant Mark now on your morning commute.
And good morning, Kirstie. Well, earlier this morning, we're still trying to pin down the exact time, but a FedEx truck looked like it was headed westbound on 70, involved in a crash just before Interstate 75. For a while prior to 5 a.m., they had all the traffic shut down on westbound 70, and it's pretty easy to see why. Look at all the debris from this crash. Apparently, there were playing cards that were on the back of this in this truck, and they're still trying to sweep up all that debris. So traffic is down to one lane. It's not that heavily traveled right now. If you look to the far right of the screen, you can see that they're using the far right shoulder, it looks like, to keep traffic moving. and just pan it over a little bit. Because it's not that heavily backed up right now, not a lot of traffic out there, you can actually get through there okay. This is westbound 70, just west of Old Troy Pike, right before you get to the 75 overpass on westbound 70. So again, it looks like this cleanup's going to take a while, yet there's still a lot of debris to be cleaned up. I'm Sergeant Mark Bauer in WHIO Team Traffic.
It's 5:21 and 47 degrees. There's a new way to keep track of the changing leaves this fall. How to find out when the leaves will reach peak colors in your area.